Yo, what's good? What's good? What's goody, y'all? I figure we talk about some of the stuff that's going on with the NBA right now. We just saw Kevin Durant get swept. We saw LeBron get a gentleman's sweep. And before I get into that, people are talking about this is the end of an era, right? Because Steph is not in the playoffs, but he's not on the title contender. LeBron James and KD lost this year, but that doesn't mean it's the end of an era. Because if I'm not mistaken, if they still coming back to play basketball next year, or they join another team and try to do something with that, they'd be right back in the mix. And LeBron would be right back into contention next year. Kevin Durant would be right back into contention next year. And let me tell you this, media, shame on you for avoiding the topic. LeBron James lost, and the only thing you could talk about is what team he's going to go to next year. Is he going to get re-signed with the Lakers? Nobody cares. Why are you worried about if he's going to get re-signed with the Lakers or not? How about you focus on what's taking place right now? The fact that they lost on another title contending team. And instead of making excuses for him and moving the goalposts, he must get a good PR team. He must get a real good PR team. Because every time he loses, they move the goalposts to talk about something else to avoid the fact that he lost. Right? Stop telling me about what team he's going to go to or what he's going to resign to. Right? Because we'll know what you're going to do in the offseason. You're going to fire Devin Ham because the coaches is always the first guy to go on the championship contender team. You're going to play the blame game. Now it's time to blame Devin Ham for LeBron James losing. It's not his fault that he's not guy on the court playing. He can only be accountable for certain things. He cannot be accountable for you losing constantly. You about to be the coach killer because you get all your coaches fired. But it's all good just a week ago if you win. All these coaches don't suck. You ever stop to think that maybe you suck? All right. It's not Devin Ham's fault that you got dunked on, LeBron, by Jamal Murray. And shame on you, Michael Porter Jr., for not trying to dunk on LeBron James. He had a fast break play, and instead of contesting LeBron James and try to dunk on him, he ran away from the smoke. He didn't want to dunk on LeBron. He got scared for a moment. He went to pass the ball. You have a fast break. You better sit there and try to dunk on the guy. But anyway, Jamal Murray broke LeBron's heart twice, left it into pieces with game-winning shots, clutch. And I don't want to hear at this point that the Lakers can't compete with the Denver Nuggets because the Lakers led this series 68% of the time. Every start of the third quarter, the Lakers was in lead. Lakers had damn near double-digit leads throughout the whole series for the most part. Lakers led over the Nuggets most of the series. Right? And on top of that, you had 5 opportunities to close this team out. You only were successful once. Nobody's fault but your own. And when I say LeBron doesn't have impact on winning, let me be clear a little bit with this. Because you people like to make excuses for LeBron James, and you like to sit there and say, well, look at his numbers, look at his stats. Then when he loses, you blame the first thing you use. Your first excuse is he's old. Well, if he's old and out of his prime and can't perform, right? Then those numbers that he's putting up got to be inflated stat padding numbers. It's either one or the two. Either LeBron James is a stat padder and providing empty stats, which is kind of bad, or he's old and out of his prime, but you got to pick one. But you got to pick one, right? So with that being said, We have a changing of the guard, right? I'm gonna get into Anthony Edwards and his matchup with the Denver Nuggets pretty soon too. But that's not relevant right now. We're talking about what happened just last night. And no, I'm not talking about the Knicks because the Knicks aren't title contenders. I don't waste my time with non-title contenders. I don't have a million years to talk about every single basketball player. I only talk about the elite or title contending teams. Hold on for a sec. Oh, I'm trying to get yo, your package is on the side. So, with that being said, yeah, anything the Knicks do is just going to be overachieving, right? They got one all-star that's not even a superstar, and they're just not title contenders. It's a waste of time talking about the Knicks. They'd be lucky to make it to the second round, and they may end up blowing that lead. Who knows? Who knows with the Knicks? It's the New York Knicks. They need a superstar to take it to the top. But unless they get a Giannis, a Joel Embiid, then we have something to talk about. But don't talk to me about losing teams or teams that's really not a championship contending team. They are fool's gold by every aspect. But nevertheless. Now, if you want to talk about, there's over 400 players in the NBA, 400 plus. I'm not going to waste my time talking about every single team, all right? Every single player. I'm not going to talk about the 50th greatest basketball player of all time. I'm not wasting my time with that. So you can miss me with that. If you're not in the top 10, you're out of mind, out of sight. Most of my content is on the top 10. The Jordans, the Kobes, the LeBrons. Hell, I even talk about Bill Russell more than I talk about some of today's players. Now, I do talk about that Anthony Edwards because he's on the come up, but he's only 22 years old. He didn't even hit his stride yet. So it is what it is. And yes, we're going to keep talking about it, Octavius, because there's more to talk about. If you ask me, I haven't even talked about it as much. I haven't even touched on every single topic because there's a lot to dissect. You could turn on ESPN right now, and it's pretty much the same narratives. Welcome to NBA basketball. And stop telling me that all people talk about is LeBron, but all you do is watch LeBron James. All you do is look for LeBron James content. You guys sound crazy. You sound mentally off. You do realize you put money in the NBA's pocket, or you put time and attention into the NBA pertaining those same ass stories. I know you watch ESPN. I know you watch Fox Sports. So stop telling me that all I do is talk about LeBron James, and those are the headline stories. Then they're not just lost yesterday. I'm not talking about the Milwaukee Bucks and Indiana Pacers. I'm not wasting my time with that. Indiana Pacers not a title contender. And the Milwaukee Bucks just lost two of their best players. So they out of contention. Stop wasting my time with nonsense. Only team out in the Eastern Conference that's really a title contender is the Boston Celtics. Everybody else is just irrelevant. Stop telling me about Honda Accords. I only deal with the big boy shit. I only deal with the Lamborghinis. I'm not wasting my time on no damn cheap-ass Honda Accord. Go on, talk to somebody else about that. I'm not talking to you about who's the best role player of all time, who's the best bench player of all time. You know, miss me with that. I talk about superstars. I talk about elite. Right? Trending stories. Yeah, I heard Porzingis this went, but even without Porzingis, they could still make the finals. You know. I'm not talking about no LeBron James Jr. He sucks. The only LeBron James worth talking about is LeBron James himself. Not wasting my time talking about his kids. You know, you miss me with that. You know. But another guy that got swept is Kevin Durant. Right? It's good. This video is about Kevin Durant and LeBron James and their non-impact on winning. They seem to provide good stats, but they don't have an impact on winning. Well, at least no more. Right? So that leads to two things. Either they old out of their prime or they stat padding. It's got to be one of the two. It's not no in between. Simple as that. Right? And when it comes to Kevin Durant, I don't talk about Kevin Durant a real lot, but I'm talking about him in this video. It's because Kevin Durant is not a top 10 player. He's not a top 5 player. He's not a top 15 player. Hell, he's not a top 20 player. So if I could keep going down and down on Kevin Durant, pause, it's going to be less time to talk about it. Why would I waste my time talking about a guy that's probably top 35? Bro, no. It's a waste of time. No, they could get their stats, but it don't have an impact on winning. At least not how it used to be, you know. And there's no amount of damage or control or collateral damage that you're going to do to protect these guys. If they lose on the title contender, they lose on the title contender. LeBron James is amongst the biggest losers in NBA history, and that's what it is. It's Wilt Chamberlain. It's not. I'm not putting in order. Wilt Chamberlain. I'm just giving you the 4. Wilt Chamberlain, LeBron James, Jerry West, and now Kevin Durant. You know, but the only difference is Kevin Durant is not in the same atmosphere as some of those guys because he's like a top 30. You know, if you lose, what's the stop about? It's a fact. The man's lost 11 years on a title contender. That's a losing status. Anthony Davis don't have to be a number 1 option. He's a top 10 player in the world. And the Lakers got double-digit scores, over 8 of them, and still can't win. And even in last night's game, they had 27 free throws. So the referees was giving them the calls. The Joker had 0 free throws. The Joker had 0 free throws. I already mentioned the 7 role players. I'm not doing that again. Stop. The Lakers are a title contending team. They got multiple double-digit scores, over 7 to 8. End the story. They're on a title contending team. LeBron is considered a top 10 player in the world. Kevin Durant is, Anthony Davis is considered a top 10 player in the world. They're all on the same team. And if you can't get out the first round, something is wrong. LeBron James is one of the biggest losing superstars in NBA history. That's a fact. That's a fact. He got more than enough talent surrounding him. And some of those role plays was carrying him throughout most of the series. It was his job to close out. Nobody told you to get dunked on by Jamal Murray. Yes, LeBron and KD are overrated as hell. And they don't have an impact on winning. And they're some of the biggest losers in NBA history. This is a fact. If you played on the team for 11 years as a title contender and you can't win a majority of the time, what are you dominating? What are you winning? Nothing. If I had to tell you what role players carried the Lakers in some of these games, you obviously haven't been watching the game. You've seen when it was 90-plus points, certain players hit big shots, layups, Austin Reeves, D'Angelo Russell. The Lakers was in double digits. 68% of this series, the Lakers was in lead. 68%. I'm not naming them. I did it in the other video. Stop it. The Lakers are a title contender, and they lost in 5 games against the Denver Nuggets. Period. And some of these guys were borderline all-stars on other teams. But that's neither here or there. Let's stop moving the goalposts and talk about role plays. Role players did their part. They played a role, they did it. But playoff basketball comes down to superstars closing. Jamal Murray is one of the best players on the Denver Nuggets. What did he do when game time comes? He closed. LeBron James failed. And LeBron James failed 4 times. That's why they didn't win. AD failed 4 times. That's why they didn't win. When the game is on the line, your superstar is going to have the ball. Pause. So miss me with the role player nonsense, because role players did their part. That's it. Some guy give you 10 points here, other guy give you 11 points there, blah, blah, blah. And sometimes it's just mixed matches. But that's irrelevant. The main thing is this is playoff basketball. When the game is on the line, the superstars got the ball in their hands. If you're going to take a majority of the shots, LeBron James, you're going to get a majority of the blame. Because if had they won, we'd be sitting here praising LeBron James as a winner, not as a loser. You can't have your cake and eat it too. It's either one or the other. If you lose, you're going to take that responsibility of a loser on a title contending team. Kevin Durant is the same. You got swept on a title contending team. Bradley Beal said, I can't wait to win the championship. Devin Booker said, it's going to be hard to stop us. And you add Kevin Durant to that, they're not supposed to be getting swept. They're not supposed to be getting swept. And the projection is equal. Because last time I checked, the Lakers was in every game in the series. And it came down to closing. And their main guys failed to close. These games were close. As a matter of fact, Lakers was the only team out of these 5 games to actually have a blowout win. The Lakers blow the Nuggets out one time. Nuggets never blow the Lakers out. Every game was close. It came down to closing. Stars versus stars. The Joker outplayed LeBron James. Jamal Murray outplayed AD. Whatever way you want to pit it. Or you could pit it vice versa. But main thing is, when playoff basketball gets down to the nitty-gritty, who's going to close? And it's supposed to be the superstars because they got their hands on the ball 90% of the time. This is another stain on LeBron's legacy because you failed to win on the title contender for the 11th time. It was 10 years, but this makes it 11 times. That's unacceptable to be on a title contending team and lose 11 years. On the title contending team, no superstar has lost 11 years on the title contending team. Not one. Yeah, it's set in losses. And it's set in the fact that he will never, ever be what he was supposed to be or what the media wants him to be. Mr. Big Mike, Nick Wright. Okay? Go over to Nick Wright and talk about and make up a million excuses. But we don't do that over here. There's no a million excuses. Stop slurping for LeBron James. Shout out to Big Phil. Took that word from him. But when you're on a title contender and you can't win most of the time, you're a losing superstar. KD and LeBron James are 2 of the 4 biggest losing superstars ever. No superstar has ever lost more than those guys. None. None. That's facts over feelings. There is no feelings. I'm just speaking my facts. And I could back it up with a fact. You and your feelings because you get protective over LeBron James like you part of the Avengers team. You should be his lawyer. Why won't you just try to defend the guy every time he loses? He's going to be losing next year too. He's going to have them same stats. He's going to be on a title contending team. Y'all going to say they won an off season. Y'all going to say the Lakers are set, ready to win a championship. And they're going to lose. That makes his 12th year of losing. He's trying to catch Jerry West. So the question comes, does LeBron James, should he be retired? Or should he continue to provide empty stats and lose? Because all these LeBron apologists, they try to move the goalposts. You don't want to talk about anything other than the fact that he lost. Jay, you see how these LeBron slurpers are? They talk about his age. They talk about his stats. They talk about a million excuses. But they won't talk about the fact that the man lost 11 years on a title contending team. And they talking about, hey, Octavius, I got a big one for you. They questioning whether LeBron James should come back in purple and gold. I live in Los Angeles. Most people don't want him back on the team. I got diehard Laker fans in my presence every single day. And they say, hey, we don't want that overrated guy on our team. That's what they're telling me. Laker fans don't want LeBron on their team. So Zach, that's a stupid comment, man. That's really a stupid comment to me. The greatest scorer of all time is guys like Wilt Chamberlain, Kobe, Jordan. But if you're going to talk about the greatest scorer of all time, I got to go with Jordan, 10 scoring titles. And he did it in his peak prime. LeBron got that due longevity. But scoring records never was a factor into being the best scorer, period. People call Kevin Durant a better scorer than LeBron James, but yet he don't have more career points than him. And by that logic, that means Carmelo is a better scorer than Kobe and all these other dudes? I think not. Just move on with that. You know. So, yeah, Genie is going to give him that bag. He's set to make $51 million, right? He's set to make $51 million. I think he re-signs with the team. But here's the thing. You're going to keep hindering this team because they're going to keep losing under the watch of LeBron James. So, with that being said, he's going to be losing on a title contender for the 12th year next season. Arguably one of the most overrated players of all time is LeBron James and Kevin Durant because they can't win consistently. That's what hurts their career the most. It's the winning. Take Wilt Chamberlain, for example. Why people don't praise Wilt Chamberlain? You know why? It's because he has a reputation for losing. Any superstar that has a reputation for losing, people automatically dislocate themselves from that. People want to be attached to winners. But I would tell you this much. 3 of the greatest winners of superstars of all time is Michael Jordan, Bill Russell, and Kareem. That's the top 3 greatest winners in NBA history. Now, if you're going to talk about dominance along with individual accolades and winning, nobody did it better than Jordan. Jordan did in 13 years what LeBron can't do in 21 years. Jordan was on the title contender and only lost twice on a title contender. LeBron James lost 11 times on the title contender. It's a big difference. That's the difference. Jordan won with less. Won more, lost less. LeBron James lost more, won less. It's a big staring difference. That's the big difference. And at this point, it's not about stats. It's about can you win? Because everybody got stats. Every game, Giannis is breaking a record. Kevin Durant breaking a record. LeBron breaking a record. This guy got 27 points. The other guy got 27 points. Who can win? Because at the end of the day, the stats is irrelevant because can you win at this point? This is the closing arguments to your career. Can you win? And to be playing 21 years and only 4 championships in 21 years to trail behind Kobe, who got 5 and 16, I believe. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. I think he played more than 16, probably. But anyway, Jordan 6 and 13, right? Kareem 6, Tim Duncan 5. All these guys are better winners than LeBron James. And one more. Magic Johnson got 5. Steph Curry has the same amount of championships as LeBron with less tries. So with that being said, winning is the last thing that you have to put on your resume. You cannot be known as a loser. And you cannot lose more times than you win on the biggest stage there is. 6 finals losses is not acceptable. No great got more finals losses than wins. That's at least in the top 5 for most people. What about Wizards Jordan? That's not a title contender. Let's focus on title contenders. I don't talk about Honda Accords. I only talk about title contenders. Show me when you're at your best, performing at your best. You feel me? So with that being said, Anthony Edwards, right? Anthony Edwards. I want to talk about him for a minute. He's 22 years old. He's in a bunch of commercials. All right. And yet, a girl like Caitlin Clark is more bigger than Anthony Edwards, at least in fame wise. You know why? Because she went through the process. She stayed in college for a long amount of years. She got more promotion, right? But there's no way a girl like Caitlin Clark should be a bigger up and coming star than Anthony Edwards. And Anthony Edwards has a chance to make history. Anthony Edwards is a beast. He has a lot of shades of Kobe and Jordan in him. The boy is a killer. He's a closer. And let me tell you this much. You ready for this one? At age 22, Anthony Edwards is a better shooter, a better slasher, a better scorer, a better closer than LeBron James was at age 22. Yeah, but I tell you, Wilt Chamberlain was one of the biggest underachievers in NBA history. Wilt Chamberlain is a losing superstar. That's what he's going to always be known as. That's the reason why people don't anoint him as a GOAT, because he don't win. You have to win to be anointed as the GOAT. There's no excuses for losing. But to LeBron apologists, there is. That's the problem. You guys are so in your fanboyism of LeBron James, you don't care about wins and losses. We supposed to move the goalposts just for him? Hell no. He's one of the biggest losers in NBA history. And on top of that, he played with more Hall of Famers, more stacked teams, switched from team to team, had deep rosters, was able to control rosters, get coaches fired, get teammates that he wants, and still comes up short. How you fail to win 3 championships under the Miami Heat regime? How? You never was part of a dynasty and you played 21 years. You was a mercenary for all of them. The Joker, if the Joker gets 3 championships, right? If the Joker gets 3 championships, he's going to have a better career than LeBron James. If the Joker gets a 3-peat, something LeBron never did, and he'd do it at an earlier age with an organic team, he's on his way to greatness. Period. Don't let the Joker win this year, because those 2 championships will mean more than any of 4 LeBron's championships. 2 came at the Miami Heat super team. 1 came at the one came with the big 3 with Kyrie Irving and them boys. And then the other one came with Anthony Davis. Now that wasn't a super team, but it still came with a top 10 player. The Joker's not playing with no top 10 players. He's not playing with no top 10 players. Period. That's it. D, I see you in the dang, man, but I'm not letting people in yet. Just hold on, brother. Hold on. Hold on. Okay. So that's what I wanted to get out. I have to get my little rebuttal out. D, right? I see you in there, but just hold on for a second, man. No. But with that being said, nobody in this era has 3-peats. Yes, but the Joker could get 1. That's the question. Now, do I think Denver's going to win the championship? No. I don't think Denver's going to win the championship for the simple reason. You ready for the shocker? You ready for the shocker? I think Anthony Edwards beats, and the Minnesota T-Wolves, I think they beat the Denver Nuggets. I had the Denver Nuggets beating the Lakers, but I don't have the Denver Nuggets winning the championship. Minnesota got better defense. They got a closer in Anthony Edwards. They got Cat going to get schooled by the Joker. He's no match for the Joker. He's gonna get owned by the Joker. But here's the something that the Lakers don't have: the defense. They don't have better defense than Minnesota. Minnesota got a defensive player of the year guy and Rudy Gobert, who could probably win that award every year. He could block shots, right? He alters a lot of people's shots. Now, the only guy that could present problems to them is Jamal Murray and the third option, which is Michael Porter Jr. So if you put Michael Porter Jr. in there, I don't think Minnesota has an answer for Michael Porter Jr. if he get hot. That's the Achilles heel. But the Joker's going to own Cat, and Anthony Edwards is going to demolish Jamal Murray, though. He's going to demolish Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray won't be able to handle that boy. And if it gets to a point, remember last year in the playoffs, this is the team that beat Minnesota last year in the playoffs, right? And it came down to a situation where Anthony Edwards took a three and missed. Remember that? This time he going to make that three. His shot got better. His scoring got better. He got better every single year. From his rookie year, he's averaged 19 points a game. Went to 21. All right, now he's averaging about 27. And he's close to shooting 50% from the field, and he has impactful numbers. Anthony Edwards is going to be a problem for years to come, and he may be the face of the league. Now, I do have one little small problem. He's 6'4". I forget about that. I do think, like, when you're talking about best players in the world, it got to be like 6'6" and up. Rarely do you will say a guy 6'4" is the best player in the world. But D Wade had a couple seasons when you say he was the best player in the world. 06 and 2009. Is it fair to call Denver overrated? No, Denver's not overrated, but I don't think they're going to win this year. I think Minnesota beats them. I only had them beating the Lakers. That's it. But let me get Mr. Ryder in here. Hold on. What's up, brother? Okay. Let me get you in here, man. You're interrupting my You're interrupting my little Willie Key going on here, bro.
My bad, man. I was waiting patiently, man.
Okay, you like 50 Cent, patiently waiting.
Hey, I just listen to your content, man. Hey, hey, I have no problems with nothing folks be saying.
Okay.
I just like to point out facts, though. You know what I'm saying? Like we how can
the fact is they lost.
They facts.
They lost on the title contender.
I'm not disputing that, but you got to put the content with what you're saying though. If they lost on the title contender,
stop. Here's the thing.
No. Go ahead.
They led this series 68% of the time. All right. They thoroughly outplayed the Denver Nuggets for most of these games. They're the only team that blow the Denver Nuggets out in this series. All right. The role players are more than good enough. They did their part. The game came down to closing. And who closed for the Nuggets? Porter, Murray, Jokic. Opposite to LeBron, AD, and the third option you could say is probably D'Angelo Russell. So that's their three versus Denver's three. Denver's three thoroughly outplayed them in the fourth quarter and closed them out. That's on them. It is what it is. Yeah. Now, if they come back next season, they're going to be title contenders next season. You do realize this, right? They're going to trade their players. They're going to get even more. And the media is going to say they're going to win again. All right? And we're just going to have to see if that's the case. If that happens, we'll see. If LeBron wins, he gets his 5th championship. Congratulations. You need it. Because all the other ones that people talk about and mention you in the same sentence got more than you. So go out there and get it. You still have a chance to go out there and get it. I don't care if it's in year 21, year 22. If he's still playing at a high level, go out there and get it, brother. That's all I'm saying. Go and get it. I want to see winners. I want to see wins.
What I'm saying is you got to put the context with the loss, bro. Like you're saying, yeah, they made hella moves in all season.
Right.
But almost damn near all of them, except Reeves and D'Lo, the only two that really played.
No, they got a lot of good players.
Vando didn't play the whole series. Wood didn't play the whole series.
Okay.
Old boy they picked up from Miami.
That still don't stop the fact that he was thoroughly outplaying the Denver Nuggets.
I'm putting it in context. They were, but guess what? His guy's a little long in the tooth, bro.
But it came down. It came down
80,
to closing.
80 got
I just
80.
told you what it
Hey,
came down to.
80
That's all.
got pinched. 80 got pinched in the shoulder. And he looked like he got ran over by a dump truck last night, bro.
Man, hey,
I'm just
what
saying.
what did I told you though? It came down to the closers, right? The best players on the team. You
He
know,
he
so
he
and
couldn't perform no more. I don't know what happened to him. His shoulder,
but hey,
whatever.
man,
But
he got shot 9 times, man. What you talking about? He from Southside Jamaica, Queens. He gonna have to take them bullets.
I'm just saying. I feel you though, man. I was disappointed they lost. It was what it was. It wasn't. I couldn't argue the point. They lost. They lost. But
Yeah, bro. Both of them are 2 top 10 players in the league, bro. I mean, it is what it is. The numbers show it.
Hey, when he be on your Knicks next year, you're gonna be like,
No,
huh?
no, 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 no. No disrespect to neither one of them superstars. I don't want them on the Knicks because I just want us to grow organic. Hey, y'all can keep that in LA, man.
Yeah, but
I'm good.
it's a new era now though, for real,
I've
man.
heard reports that LeBron may not even re-sign with the Lakers. Bro,
Yeah.
I live here in LA. They don't want him on the team. You know what I mean? So I mean,
I hear. I'll be here.
you know, but here's the thing, man. I don't want LeBron on the Knicks because, for starters, I don't want that frenzy to go to New York. I mean, I'm good. You know what I'm talking about, right? I don't want all that media coverage. I'm good. I mean, just leave my Knicks alone, man.
Yeah, man. Hey, look, man. It just, it's a new era though, for real. Like them young boys take it
Yeah.
over, and I mean,
Yo,
you can't do
what
nothing
you
but get
think
out
of?
the way.
Yo, what you think of Ant-Man?
Oh, I love him. I love what he's doing.
That boy
He
is
the
something
truth.
special, bro.
Yeah,
You
he
know
is.
what? Every time I watch him play, he showed me something I never seen before.
Yeah,
You know,
he
his
got way better
footwork is
too.
off the charts, bro. You know what I mean? He puts you in the
Yeah,
spin cycle. And you like, I'm dizzy. I'm that's it. That boy nasty.
if them boys they beat Denver, they gonna win that thing, dude. Because
Yeah, I got them beating Denver, but hey, Denver got the heart of a champion. So I
yeah,
mean, you're gonna have to. And you know what what Ric Flair said: in order to beat a man, you have to do what?
beat the man. That's right.
All right. So until
That's
somebody
right.
beats Denver, it is what it is. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
them
saying?
boys, but they got the defense.
Yeah.
And they got the man. They got him. So
Yeah. And bro,
he ain't laying
if
down.
Denver plays the same way they play against the Lakers, against
Oh yeah.
Minnesota, I think
Oh
they
no.
lose.
Oh yeah.
I think
Definitely.
they lose. You
Definitely.
know.
Definitely.
So
They gonna.
I don't know how that's gonna. It's gonna be a series. I don't know how they're gonna turn out. I really don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just taking my guess, taking my prediction. You know,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I'm gonna go. I'm pitted right here on. You got the receipts. I got
Yeah.
Minnesota in 6. If I'm wrong, I come on here and say I'm wrong. I'm a
Yeah.
man of my word. You
I
know,
don't
so
know
it
how.
is what
I
it
don't know
is.
how Murray gonna show up with that leg. I don't know. He hurt his.
But
He
he
hurt his
gonna need
calf.
both legs to be
Yeah.
guarding. He gonna need both of them.
They better not put him on that. He gonna fire. He gonna get him
Yeah,
fired. So.
he gonna fry that
Yeah.
boy. You
But
know,
yeah, I just got on here to mess with you, man. You can,
but
you
it's
make
all
good
good,
you make
bro.
good
You know, it's
content.
all
I'm with
good,
you,
man.
bro.
Bro.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
all love. We just talk sports. You know,
yeah, yeah,
I'm not.
yeah,
The fact that I'm talking about LeBron James just shows the fact that I respect
yeah,
top 10
yeah,
best. I'm not gonna waste my time talking about no 40th greatest player of all time. Sorry, I'm not doing it.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know what I'm saying?
I feel you,
It is
brother.
what it is, bro.
Yes,
You know what I'm
sir.
saying?
Well, hey,
But
keep
yeah,
going, bro. I just got on here to mess with you right quick. One less
it's
minute.
all good.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
all
yeah.
good, brother. All right,
All right, all right. Y'all
enjoy the
have a good night,
playoffs.
man.
All
All
right,
right.
peace, brother.
Yes, sir.
All right. That was my boy, man. He's a good dude. Me and him go back and forth. You know, I talk smack and we talk smack to each other, but I know he's not a LeBron slurpee. He's just he's just a dude that talks sports. You know what I mean? It's good to have that. Me and him got that Shannon Sharp and Stephen A. Smith style relationship. You know, which is cool. You know, I enjoy it. But yeah, man. We're just gonna have to see how it plays out. I think I covered everything there is to cover right now. You know what I mean? Unless somebody else got something else to say. Jay, do you have something to say? Oh, okay. No, he doesn't. so we'll see what happens, you know. But nevertheless, we out. Peace.